Hey guys, how you doing? Today's subject is going to be something that I'm actually experiencing right now, and it's called LDR, long distance relationship. And there's a lot of vloggers out there in the world that are vlogging in the Philippines, and I think they're doing their good job. I'm not bashing anybody, but I think they're misleading people. So there's a lot of single guys that are watching these vlogs, and they're coming into the Philippines, and I think they got the wrong misconception on Philippines and the Filipino culture and all this. So I would like to talk about this today because I think it's very, very important. LDR is not for everyone, and I want to make sure that everybody understands this. It takes a strong-willed person and a strong-willed couple to get through something of this nature. You have to be very supportive of each other to get through this. If you are with like a soft-hearted kind of person, and you have the anxiety or something, and something this won't work for you. Sorry, but it just doesn't. I want to make sure everybody understands. A lot of times the Filipinas are out of the country working abroad, and when working abroad, they work long hours. They work 7 days a week, and they do shift work, and then they switch, and there's a lot of patience that is needed to be had, because you expected to communicate. And that's one thing I'm going to say. Communication is key in an LDR relationship, guys. All right? At the end of the day, without communication, you got nothing. Straight up. Let's be honest with each other. If you don't communicate, there's something wrong. So, and be honest. Honesty, communication, no lies. It won't work. Let's be frank. It will not work. So communication. Getting back to what I was saying about Filipinas working abroad, out of the country kind of thing. When they go, usually at a 2-year contract or longer. It's up to them on how long they want. And I'm going to use my girlfriend as an example. She's gone for a 2-year contract, 2-year stint. She's working in Qatar, and with being said that, I call it like a commune, where there's 6 Filipinas in one room sharing the same room. You got bunk beds in there. It's sort of like a military style setup, right? And each Filipina has a certain job or certain tasks they have to perform on a daily basis, 7 days a week, long hours, anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, if not longer. And then sometimes they are asked to go with their boss, because some of them are looking after children, right? So they ask to go with their boss to another country, or if they do, they will ask them to go to the grandmother's house and stay there with the kids while they're out of the country, kind of thing, so that they're actually getting looked after by the grandmother's sort of babysitting the workers. Believe it or not, it sounds a little crazy, but this is the truth. So my girlfriend was on a midnight shift, and then they hired on another girl, another Filipina, to and my girlfriend had to train her to make sure that she was up to standards, because my girlfriend's been doing this job for a while. Train her midnights on to days, because the new one was taking her place. So she switched over. So it was a switch over, and it was sort of. It takes a person, you know, a day or 2 days just to switch over from the graveyard shift. I call it graveyard shift into a day shift. So she shifted over, and then her boss came to her and said, "Listen, we are leaving out of the country. You guys are heading over to the grandmother's house, and you guys are staying there while we're out of the country. So this would be like 2 to 3 weeks kind of thing." So with the girlfriend going over there, she says to me, she says, "We normally have a video call every second day kind of thing, and we communicate with each other every day via text kind of thing." So long story short, guys, so I'm not getting long-winded here and you guys are going, "Oh, he's talking too much." They go over to, she tells me that they're going over there, and what has happened is they have the security cameras all placed throughout this house. So they are not allowed to be on their phones, communication, right? At no time, even in the evenings, they would get in trouble. So video calls were sort of a no-no, and if they would break the rules, they would be punished by losing their job and sending them back to the country, the Philippines. So she says to me, she says, you know, 2 to 3 weeks, we just can communicate via text. And, you know, I'll tell you, you gotta have patience, guys. And I'm probably about as patient as they can come, especially when it comes to this LDR. I'm really understanding this. I know how it works. And if you're not patient, you probably would, an impatient person would get into an argument, and the relationship would go under the carpet or tits up kind of thing. So, you know, I've been tested a couple times. It's not easy, I'll be honest with you. Even myself, I've been tested a couple times with the LDR, but you make do. You compromise. You got to understand, sometimes they're so busy they can't communicate with you. And when they do, they have, you know, quick text, you know, "Hi babe, how you doing? How are things?" This and that. And then they gotta go. There's, you know, they don't have the time to talk. When they're back at the house, it's a different story. You know, when she finally gets to the room where they normally are, then, you know, her and I can video call each other for, you know, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour on a daily basis kind of thing. But being where she's at now, it's 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't get to see her. So, you know, weak-minded people would start having anxiety, and, you know, what's she doing? How come she's not communicating with me? This and that. You can't have that, guys. Honestly, you can't have it. You can't think, "Oh, she's reaching out to somebody else." If you don't have trust in your relationship, especially in an LDR, you might as well call it quits, because LDR will push you to the limits of limitations, okay? And you have to be understanding. I know last night I was sort of pushed to my limits. I never said anything. I said, "Okay, I understand this and that." And then I was sitting here thinking to myself, well, you know, I said, "This really sucks, guys." You know, and honestly, it sucks. So I was sitting here and I was thinking different thoughts, and, you know, the thing about it is, if you're in this kind of situation and you're doubting yourself, you're doubting your partner, reach out to somebody that's been in an LDR. Reach out to somebody that's been in an LDR relationship. that you know them well and you can trust them and they can tell you the honest truth. So I sat here and I thought about to myself, who can I talk to that will give me some really good advice and how to manage this and how to do this? Because I have another, I won't see my girlfriend until 2027. So roughly 2 years. So I have 2 years to go to get through this. So I reached out to my upcoming sister-in-law, or future sister-in-law. She was in an LDR relationship for, I think it was 7 to 10 years or something stupid like that. I can't remember. I don't have the exact numbers. But her and her husband, which they are married now, and they live in the States, he finally got up there, got everything, all the paperwork said and done, and got her to come back with him to the U.S. and they're happily married, and they live in the States, and they're a wonderful couple. Honestly, they're a wonderful couple. So I reached out to her and I said, listen, I said, I'm going through some ups and downs, and she said, what's going on? And I said, well, I can't see my girlfriend, your sister, for a couple weeks, and it's, how did you guys manage? And she says, she gave me a word of advice. She says, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your partner. Never do that. Always, always, always think positive. Always think positive, she said to me. And she said, never think negative. If it's meant to be, it will be. And always be happy, and always be supportive of each other. And, her and I talked for about 30 minutes last night. And after I got off the phone with her, I can honestly say she made me feel better. So if you're watching this, sis, thank you. I appreciate the talk last night. You got me through a time that I wasn't expecting to have. Everybody has their moments, guys. Honestly. So my point is, LDR relationships are good for the good, strong-willed people. All right? And if you're coming to the Philippines, have it in your mindset and have it in your heart set, okay, that these women in the Philippines, okay, I'm going to say this, these women in the Philippines are looking to have a relationship, a strong relationship with a partner. This is not, okay, I'm going to fly 17 or whatever, how many hours it is to get to the Philippines, and have a mindset, okay, I'm going to go there for a fun time. Or let's be lame, let's get to the point, for a piece of ass. No, it's not like that, okay? It's a whole different concept. If you want that, go get a hooker. These women are looking for a relationship, a serious long-term relationship. They want to get, eventually married with a person that will love them, cherish them, and they will give that love and cherish back 10 times fold. I'm telling you guys. Nothing against, and I'm going to say I'm not bashing the Western women by no means. But it's different kinds of thinking, different kinds of standards in the Philippines. So this is what I'm saying. So please, guys, if you're watching this, take note. Go there if you're going with a mindset to look for a partner that you're going to grow old and gray with. That's the kind of mindset you should be thinking. If you're thinking about going and just having a good time, slam bam, thank you ma'am, and then fly back, maybe there might be, but there's 99% of the time the women in the Philippines they're very old school and laid back. You know what I mean? They're They're very family oriented, very loving, very caring, nurturing mother. Like if they're mothers, they look after their children and they look after their parents, and just all around good people. Okay. I went to the Philippines to meet my girlfriend, and I got a different outlook. Okay, I can honestly say I have a different outlook when it came to the country, because it doesn't matter if you're poor, broke, and you're sitting on a curb, bums, dirty, whatever. They smile and they say hello, and they have that mentality that they're happy all the time. It makes you feel good when you go there. Honestly, I experienced it, and I'm glad I did. It gave me a whole different outlook in life. I met some people. I met my girlfriend's family, and I'm very thankful for them welcoming me into their home and let me stay there when I was there. Also, I've watched numerous vlogs of different people, couples, and this and that, and I can honestly say that got me thinking. That's what got me to go to the Philippines and check this out and see what it's all about. And that's what got me, actually, believe it or not, thinking about how to vlog this and show and tell people good information. I'm going to tell you straight up, I ain't going to lie to you. You can give me some comments down below. If I don't know the answer, guys, I will look up the answer and give you the right answer. There's a lot of misconceptions on the YouTube with a lot of people doing vlogs, and they don't give you the proper answers and this and that. And I'm not blowing my bubble up either, but I'm going to tell you, you'll get straight honesty from me. No BS, straight honesty. I'll tell you honestly what it's all about. So LDR, it has its good points, okay? It has its bad points, all right? Just know that if you're going to get together with a Filipina, make sure you have a good conscience. You're thinking with your heart, not with your pecker, okay? Because there's guys out there that are just, oh, I want to get a piece of ass. No, don't think that way. Once you're with your lady friend and you've been with her and you know you're going to be with her for the rest of your life, well then, yes, think with your pecker all you want. But in the common sense, if you're going to meet a Filipina and you want to make sure this is the right Filipina, make sure you spend some time with her. Take some time with her, get to know her, know what she's all about, get to know the family, talk to the family, and understand the culture. That's the thing. Understand the culture. Without understanding the culture, you got nothing. You're going blind into this. Study, watch vlogs, get to know what the culture's all about, get to know how they are, They're very family oriented, like I said before, and you'll see it with your own eyes when you come to the Philippines. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to touch base with this, and I hope it's very informative. LDR, to me, seems to be working, and I'm thankful to God for letting me find the lady I'm thankful to God to find a lady that is very good to me. She makes me laugh, and I'm very thankful for that. I hope nobody knows what their future holds, but I hope everything goes well for us. And I hope these next 2 years go by, so that we can, so I can bring her here to visit us here in Canada, and we see where it goes from there. So this is the way of thinking, guys. If you're planning on either going and retiring in the Philippines, or whether bringing her to Canada so she can see it here, or US or Europe, or wherever you're going to bring your Filipina to, bring her over, have her looks, this and that. My thoughts are, I want to retire in the Philippines. That is my thoughts. I have plans for 2031, so that would be, I'd be 61 years old, to finally retire. Let's hope everything goes well, health wise, and financially wise, everything that way, and we'll find out in 5 years time to see where I'm at, guys. Okay, but I want to make sure that you guys understand. I hope I'm very informative, and you know what, guys, post something down below, comment on it. I would love to hear your comments on it. It's very, it's a very topic questions. It's very, very topical. The LDR is very, 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 people ask a lot of questions. I will answer them for you. I make sure I read all my comments. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, guys. Anybody watching, that isn't subscribed, please just hit that notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything. It's going to do is create more content, so that for you guys to watch. And I'll promise you that I will do my best in the content, not to bore you, and give you great content. All right, guys. Well, that's enough for me. I hope you guys found this informative, and thanks for watching once again. Have yourselves a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.